everybody, welcome! My name is Phoenix and today I'm going to be talking about the movie called The Red Turtle. So this movie was an animated film and it was nominated for an award, but I don't think it won. And I would give this movie an okay. So now I'm going to be talking about the plot of the movie. So this is where I give you the spoiler alert. So for those of you who have not seen the movie and do not want me to spoil it for you, please stop watching this video. So basically this movie is about a guy who got swept away on this island, and there's like this big jungle, like bamboo jungle, and like this really big rock in the middle of it. So it doesn't seem like there's a lot of resources, but there is, because the bamboo, you can use that to make a boat. And there's like fruit on the bamboo that's green, so kind of like a coconut, I guess. And so this guy, he's like, well, I'm gonna get out of here, so I gotta build a boat with this bamboo. And it seems simple, but it's not, because when he does build the boat, and he sets out to go to sea, to escape, there's like this thing that like broke his boat in half, sort of, so he had to swim all the way back to shore. And he kept like building these boats, and then like each one to improve, you know, because he thought, well, there must be something wrong with this boat, that's why it's not working. But every time he does, something from underneath keeps bumping the boat to break it. And then one day, like this big red turtle got up onto the boat, and he's like, what? And then he looks underneath, and then he sees the turtle banging his shell up underneath the boat, which causes it to break. So then he's like super mad while he swims back to shore. And then like the next day or something, he sees the red turtle on the shore, and he's like super angry because, I mean, wouldn't you be angry? And so he like takes a bamboo stick and like swings it at his head, and then it breaks in half, the bamboo stick. And then he like turns the turtle over, because my dad told me that when you turn a sea turtle over, it can't get back up because its shell is too heavy, so it will like burn to death from the sun on its back. And so he like left it there for a few days, and then finally like felt really bad for the turtle. And when he went to go look at it, it's like the shell right here kind of cracked a little bit, and then the red turtle turned into a woman with red hair. And he got like super confused and like, I'm not the only one, but like super confused at the same time. So he like built her a kind of shelter because it started to rain and that kind of stuff. But it wasn't really helpful because some rain got into the shelter thing. And when the rain tapped on her, she kind of like woke up. And then the man saw her, and she walked into the water. And then like the next day, she came out of the water, and then like, I guess in a couple more days they like fell in love, and then they had a baby boy, and he was like super adventurous and all that kind of stuff. And one day he fell into like this rock, and when he got out of this rock, he saw turtles, and he could like kind of communicate with them because he was like half human and half turtle like his mom was. And then, so he figured that out, and then he's like, one day they were like getting food supplies, and then like there's this big tsunami that came, and it like wiped out all the bamboo and everything, and then like he couldn't find his mom when he woke up. And then when he finally did, she was like injured, her leg, and he couldn't find his dad. So he went out looking for him, and then finally found them thanks to these like turtles, because he could like swim with them and, you know, kind of communicate with them, which was cool. And then when he found him, he brought him back, and he's like, hey Mom, Dad, I kind of want to go like explore the rest of the world with my turtle friends here. And they're like, okay, son. So he leaves, which is sad. And then like couple days later, his parents are like super old, you know, like they have white hair, and the dad, he died in his sleep, and like, which was super sad too. And the mom was like super sad, and she was like crying, and then she's like, she turns him back into a turtle, and she leaves him, goes back to the water. I'm like, what kind of a lady does that to a man? Like, seriously. And that was just super sad. So yeah, and the end. There you go. So I have a couple questions. First question is, how does a turtle turn into a girl and then later turn back into a turtle? I mean, first off, that's crazy and, like, insane. And then the second question I have is, I think the reason why the turtle kept bumping the boats is because the girl loved him, so she didn't want him to leave. And then when the guy got really mad at her and, like, tried to kill her, the turtle, why did she, like, love him after that, like, get married to him? I mean, like, if I were her, I'd just be like, bye, and then go and jump in the water to leave. So the reason why I thought this movie was just okay is because it was super confusing. Like, I didn't really understand what the movie was, like, about, or that kind of stuff. And then the second thing is it was super sad. Like, so first off, the turtle dies, and then the son leaves, and then the dad dies, and then the mom leaves the dad. Like, that is so sad. The reasons why I liked this movie is because there was a red sea turtle. I mean, when do you find those out in the ocean? And the second thing that I liked is just seeing those really cool bamboo trees. That was really pretty. And the third thing that I liked was this movie was kind of like a survival a little bit, because you had to survive, you know, like cut down bamboo trees and like get clams to eat and that kind of stuff. So I thought that was cool. The last thing that I really liked was this movie was basically Aquaman, except the animated version, and it was probably like the story before Aquaman. Besides, the only differences were the guy's mom was a turtle and the dad died. But other than that, there were two boys who could talk to animals and swim really well. So this story was a lot like Aquaman's story. Another really interesting thing about this movie is there were no dialogue. So there were only about like 2 or 3 words in this movie. And so technically you had to understand everything from images and actions, which I thought was really interestingly cool. The 2 lessons I learned in this movie were, if a tsunami comes, get to the highest point, and if you're missing anybody after the tsunami, ask sea turtles, because apparently they are really good at finding people lost at sea. And the second thing I learned is that if you see any red-haired women, then they most likely came from a red sea turtle who has been murdered. So yeah, it's pretty much the end of my review for the movie called The Red Turtle. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody! Sea turtle swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion, 'cause they are so awesome. Go sea turtles!